So yeah, here. Okay. So guys, welcome back to another session. Jai is going to give us a little bit of a backstory on his open mic submission, and then I'll explain to you guys here some things that we did in the analysis of his inquiry and what we're gonna show as a resolution. So Jai, go ahead, give us our backstory there for your open mic submission.
Well, basically, you're going to help me with my opener of
Mhm.
acquiring luxury listings. I am in real estate. I
Yep.
do a lot of deals, and now I'm getting to the luxury side.
Nice.
And the first thing is that this is actually the first part of my plan here is this one would be actually it will actually be my personal residence.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we'll release out the other eight. Well, if it's 8 rooms, then I'll be leasing out 5 to high net worth
Nice.
people.
Yeah.
So this is not an Airbnb. It's not a Verbo or
Mm-hmm.
other thing. You never see any of my stuff on there like that. This is
Right.
more private. It's gonna be more exquisite, kind of like Mar-a-Lago with Mr. Trump.
Yeah.
You know, you can't you're not gonna get a room in Mar-a-Lago, go Expedia or somebody like that, and try to get a room there. It's not gonna happen. So it's the same concept there, just on a smaller scale. But these are really nice luxury listings,
Yep.
and somewhere between 8 to 10 million, well,
Nice.
or higher.
Yeah.
Bigger asset. But like I said, why I need you, like I know you can perfect it
Yeah.
because I had to get their attention, get it quick.
Yep.
I've already got my irresistible offer down. Now they call me back.
Right.
That's really good. That was the hardest part,
Yeah.
getting them to call me back. I
Right.
appreciate that. Um, Now if you can just help me fine tune this, 'cause I think I got it, and because it's only pretty much 3 parts of this thing. It's my
Right.
opener.
Yep.
Hey, agent name is Jai from Pretty Boy
Yep.
Estates. Came across your listing at blah 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 address. It caught my eye.
Yep.
I specialize in high end white glove acquisitions with 100% asset based lending. I love to chat about how we can move quickly and seamlessly on this property. Got a
Right.
minute to talk.
Yep.
After my irresistible offer, that's when it really works. But
Yep.
if I'm calling it a cold listing on it,
Right.
sometimes I get a lot of no's. No, they don't. Okay,
Right.
because sometimes and then I'm ready to roll right into the no part. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Okay, when's the best time we could talk?
Right. Right.
Or something to that effect. But most of the time, a good agent, and there's some that are lazy, and there's
Yep.
some that don't really know. But some of them say, "Well, yes, I have to go time. I love to hear more
Right.
about this, and I
Yeah.
can talk about the structure part." And I don't really go too much into it because it'll be really complex. I just say, 100%. I have my little thing for that too.
Yeah.
But but yeah. So yeah, that's the backstory. And now, so
Perfect.
what
Perfect.
you find out? I'm dying to know, man. Because everything you said so far has been gold. So
Good.
let's get
Good.
it. Well,
All right. To summarize here, we have Jai has some in one of our previous sessions. We helped craft that irresistible offer because we talked about, guys, there's a lot of competition, there's a lot of noise. There's we have to just be better and sharper with our messaging if you want better results.
all
And
right.
the things that we did is we applied the irresistible offer formula that we sort of trained on last time. So if you guys want that recording, that one's on YouTube now, or you can come and request it from any of our team. We can get it over to you. But so what we did is we worked on the offer so that it's irresistible, right? That's a totally unique proposition for every business, service, product that you're doing. And Jai came up with some really good things to test for the irresistible offer. And so now we're getting more responses and more inquiries. And then so now what we want to do is review sort of the funnel, if you will, of this conversation. So they maybe say yes, and they're like, okay, great, I'm going to send you some stuff, and this is going to help educate you on the asset based closing model. Because right, the part of the irresistible offer is it's not an explanation of everything that why this is irresistible, right? That's not the purpose of the irresistible offer. It's to get them to call you back, to get them to book the time, to get them to click the link, fill the form, do the thing that you want them to do. And then from there, that's when it comes into your personal business, whether you're doing a scheduled call and a meeting and discussing with them. Like for Dub stuff, we never call somebody on the phone to talk to them about Dub because that's not a good use of it, right? Like Dub is a visual product, so it makes sense for us to get into a Zoom and to show them some things. But for your business, it very may well, like your audience, who are these people? Are they in sort of more the retirement, like 40, 50, 60s age, or are they like the 20 somethings who don't want to be on the phone? They'd prefer to chat with an AI or to meet in person on Zoom, or to audience consideration, and also your product and stuff is how this funnel is going to work. And in this case, Jai has a video funnel to help educate them on the asset-based acquisition, the closing model, because this is a new concept for a lot of these agents that Jai is reaching out to. And there's also some script here, it's sort of the back and forth that I want to review. But the part that I want to give you the bonus lesson for today specifically is going to be when you have a funnel, when you're using a video funnel to provide education. Jai, do you mind if I show the example here really quick? Okay,
now I don't.
Perfect. So this is what I'm going to be actually talking about. So Jai has this is part of the video funnel, and like this one here is called the cushion, and it's actually explaining a part of the asset strategy, right? Like it's getting into the technicals of an example, and it even has some real world definitions in here. And so what I like about this is it's one funnel, right? You can see Jai's done a great job with the playlist, so this person that's watching, they don't have to click or call back or wait or download. They can literally just sit and become educated on exactly what this is and then take action from it. So this part of it I really like. However, the bonus lesson that I'm going to record for you guys today is, and Jai, I'm in the same recording, I'm going to do some stuff, but I want to caveat this with saying, when you guys want to really provide education on something like how numbers or projects or things like where a visual aid would help, I'm going to show you guys, and then also specifically to this bonus lesson, I'm going to give you, Jai's leveraging AI, right? A lot of the AI video. And so that's what this training that I'm going to give you guys is going to be in line with, is how to use the AI to create some better educational videos. Because, you always hear show, don't tell, right? If you could show somebody how something works, that's typically more informative, more trust building and stuff than just telling them. So that's what I want to give you guys the lesson on, is how to use AI to build some educational, informative, like visual videos with full AI. And the great news is it's part of Google. You don't even have to have like a separate subscription or whatever. If you have a Google license, a Google workspace, this is going to be accessible to you. So before I jump into that, though, in this same recording, I just want to come back and Jai and take a look at the script here. So I'm actually going to share my screen just to sort of show what the back and forth was. So this is the actual script, right? We have this irresistible offer, which is we do this 100% acquisition closing model, and we can close quickly and seamlessly on this property, right? For a lot of agents, that's like, well, that's my dream come true. The last thing I want to do is sit on this listing for 3 months or working with this buyer doing these things for months at a time. Like that's a nightmare for them, right? That's the dream, is to just get this freaking listing off as quickly as they can and move on. And so that's part of this irresistible offer. But what Jai's also included here is some of the script, like in the actual conversation, like say they call us back or we're calling them, say, hey, we'd love to talk to you about your listing. You got a minute? And then like, yes, sure, great. This is one of the things too, is like, okay, they don't have time. Let's schedule a call back. I want you guys, like if you're calling people, I'm going to do a whole different training on this, because there's your personality type, and then there's what's going to be the most effective, and a fine line of gray area between those, right? Like if you're to the point where you're calling everyone that needs to be called, you're doing as many calls as you're supposed to be, you're always going to get something rude, right? It's a numbers game. Somebody's going to be having a bad day, and somebody's going to be like, what the hell is this? Or what, whatever, just why are you calling me, or whatever, right? You're going to deal with something like that if you're doing a number of calls. If you're not doing enough, then you'll never hear that, or it's much less likely to hear that. So I'm going to do a separate training on calls, guys, because actually we're doing that right now. We're bringing on some new hires, and like we talked about last time in the VA training, and they're going to be doing a lot of calling. So we're doing a lot of script researching and development and testing ourselves. And I'm going to give you guys some of our best 2025 lessons, because things have changed, right? Things are very different than they were 1 year, 2 years ago. You have all your scam likely and the just phone number stuff in general that we're dealing with. So anyway, I'll come into that in next session. I want to, maybe not next one, but one of these upcoming sessions, I want to give you guys a call download. But for now, what the idea here too is, instead of Jai being on the phone telling them all about the asset lending model and how it works and getting into that, I'm going to send over our stuff. right? I'm going to send this information to you to help you become educated on it. And so, Jai, the actual feedback here, I think this is pretty good. It's not bad at all. But what I'd love to do is have you come test this and then see if there's any differences in what our expectations were. Like, if you have 5 conversations, right, and you go through these script, okay, 3 of them were this one, 2 of them were that one, because that's what we're doing right now is because we're not, we actually made some calls ourselves recently just to be like get our hands wet. But what one thing I would do is we're using I mentioned this for the VA training, right? And you have Dialpad, Jai, so you'll be able to leverage your recordings, right? You can actually take the recording of every conversation, their responses, your answers, and then you can analyze this with AI. We can ask it specific questions like, what can I do to improve this, right? Analyze every transcript here and tell me what your thoughts are. You're an expert phone call sales analyst, and you're going to tell me how to improve these. So that's something already that you have in place, thankfully. And that's one way, because like when I look at this script, it looks very much well that could be, those are all positive conversations or likely outcomes. I don't have an immediate like this is a red flag or this. The one thing I want to focus on for you is the video funnel itself, which I do have some really really good advice. But for the actual call script there, that looks pretty solid to me. And the only way I could say to improve it, just like we're doing, we wrote our standard scripts, our outlines, and sort of what we think is going to work best for people. But ultimately, the data is going to speak, right? They're going to have 150 conversations with the outlines that we've done, and then we're going to analyze those. So I'm going to pass the same thing to you, Jai. Even if you're the one making the call, or maybe you have your VA doing it.
Oh, no, I make all the calls, and
All right.
and let me tell you, when you say about AI, remember I have my laptop on my desk now, and it's angled to where it catches every conversation that I have,
Yeah.
and now she's listening at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I stumble, she would write it. She won't speak it out loud because I'm
Right.
on the call, but
Yeah.
she does talk. She
Yeah.
talks and said, "No, don't say that."
Right.
But I can see it. I'm always looking at the screen.
Right.
She hears what he's saying. Now you say this. You know.
Right. Yeah. So that's even some real time feedback. That's
You
also
know.
very cool.
You
And
know.
so but the one thing you need to be able to do from that is the post analysis, right? Because what it's doing is it's helping you in real time. But then what we do from that is take a learning, right? And like, because you might not notice the same pattern that happened or a similar type of interruption or question or whatever. If you have 100 calls, it might be hard to go remember a week's worth of conversations. And that's where the
That's where she
recordings
comes in. At. She
and
remembers everything.
AI, but yeah, so anyway, you have something in place, but and this is for others as well, guys. If you're planning on making calls for the part of the business at this point, it's so easy to have the ultimate calling feedback coach available for you, right? If we could all always be sharpening and improving our skills, and if we're not doing that, then we're stagnant, right? And so calling is the same thing. And this is just what I want to say is make sure you're using AI to record and then to analyze your conversation. And Jai is even taking it a step further to have real time feedback like, okay, well, they had this question and then the AI heard it. And then the response is already coming in of what you should say. So that's really cool. And if you guys are in a conversation where like if we're talking about Dub, there's nothing outside of the purview of like they're not going to talk to us about what are the mortgage rates today. And we're like, I don't know, let me check. Like that conversation doesn't happen for us. But if you find yourself in business conversations where you need something like this, like in Jai's situation, there's some very unique numbers and what's happening today and ways that needed to be responded to intelligently that may not be within your immediate wheelhouse of information, especially if you're doing any kind of new effort, right? If you haven't made calls to these people with this irresistible offer and this opportunity, then you aren't prepared for what all those conversations and responses are going to be. So this is extremely useful for both parts, right? The real time sort of feedback. Jai, is that just Chat GPT you have like turned on, or is it something else
Yeah.
that you're doing?
Yeah. It's open AI. Yeah.
But yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
You can
It's
even
open
just
AI.
have it
And
listen, and
also
then
there's a plugin
yep,
or right inside Open AI that you turn it on or just search for it in the app part of the thing there. It
uh-huh,
says hey Jen. So now it will make it actually makes my videos for me.
right,
One button, one click.
yep,
But now I mean I still gotta log in and go get it and
yeah, of
stuff
course,
like that.
and then
It's not like it's not able it doesn't just shoot over the dub, hint hint. But then
that's it.
that'd be really good though if it did. But it's really cool.
Well,
But as far as for this script, I appreciate your
Yeah,
feedback.
no,
'Cause,
I,
like
I, I think you did
Tina's
a
real.
good job
Tina's a
there.
real person. I love
Yeah,
her. She
yeah,
actually worked out really well.
yeah,
That irresistible offer just got her. She called me
amazing.
right back. I told you I had a lunch date with her.
No,
You
no,
know,
I love it.
that was
Yeah,
amazing. But the thing was, it's like I'm still the offer is only good if they see it.
right. And
They got to see
understand
it.
it.
And
Yeah,
like I mean, how do I get them to this? Click the link on their phone or whatever. What can I make? Because they all have iPhones.
yeah, right.
I send them a nice GIF. Like check in your pocket. Something like that.
Yep.
And I know they read it.
Yeah. No,
'Cause,
that's the other thing too, is that the video funnel piece we're going to analyze next is that's all trackable and you're doing something custom for them. So you'll see if they watch the first part, if they've got it or not. And I'll cover part of that as the follow up as well. So
yeah, yeah. So it's like I mean, because I didn't do much yesterday at all. 'Cause I'm waiting Darius. I know he's gonna have something good for me.
yeah, no,
And
I got something interesting for you.
but it's like I got I got it. I got it. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make some calls. It's like this the no part. Usually, if they respond back on the first on my irresistible offer,
Yeah.
they're gonna listen.
Mm-hmm.
But
All
sometimes
right. You got my attention. That's exactly what that
I
thing's for.
got you. But it's like when I'm doing these cold ones, like this, and it's a new luxury, nice ones out there. It's like 8 bedroom, 10 bedrooms, got golf
Right.
course, everything. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I want that, you know. But
This is really good for what I'm going to show you next here. So, okay, let me pause. Here we go.